Hi guys, my name's Isaac,
I'm Hunter.
and this is a tutorial for Skyrim on basically how to get a super ultimate god mode. Now, I will warn you that this is an easy thing to do, but it takes a long time to do. It'll probably take you all day, okay? So it's a little bit time intensive, but it's not hard. You just got to go through it. In fact, it's so long, we're probably going to have to break this tutorial up into a few different segments, but I promise you, once it's worth it, because once you get it done, as you can see here, if you want to go and show them my leveling, right now, I am currently at a level 205, which if you're a Skyrim fan, you're like that. You know that's pretty darn high. You can see that I am completely leveled up, not only in the skills percentages, but also actually the perks. Almost every single thing is 100% leveled up. There's a couple more that I'm still working on. So anyway, we're going to show you how to do this. You can see at the bottom my magicka is at 810. My health is at 842. My stamina is at 780. So Skyrim fans, you know those are some pretty heavy numbers, right? So there's a few things. This is a pretty intensive tutorial. And but it's not hard. It just takes some time and a little bit of commitment to do. You can get it done in a day. So we're going to show you how to do it. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. So before we get started with the tutorial, there's a couple of very important things you need to do. The first thing is if you have any downloaded DLC for the game, you're going to want to either transfer that over to a USB drive or delete it from your Xbox, and then you'll be able to download it again after you're done doing this glitch, and you'll be able to do it for free. The other thing you need to do is go into your system settings, go into storage, go into games and apps, find Skyrim, and then at the very bottom there should be the Skyrim system update. You're going to want to delete that because Skyrim, they put up a patch to this glitch, so you want to delete that. So then whenever you start your game, as you can see, it's going to recognize that you don't have that update, and it's going to say, hey, this game needs to be updated. Well, go ahead and, instead of downloading it, go down to cancel. And once you cancel, it'll start the game like normally, except without any downloaded content and then without the update. Okay, so we've started the game. And the dragon this is the very first level. The dragon is wrecking havoc all over the place. So once you get to this point, you're going to have a choice to follow two different guys. You're not going to want to follow this first guy here. You're going to want to run past him, and you're going to want to enter the door in the building behind him.
With me, prisoner. Let's go!
So this is the guy you want to find. Very important, you have to go into this building, not the first one. Because what we're going to have to do here is we're going to come upon our first exploit of the game. In order to be able to do some of the later stuff, you're going to have to be a level 15. And right now we're just at a level 1. So there's an exploit that we're going to look at that's going to allow us to get to a level 15 before we ever even leave this castle.
Keep moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off.
Alright, we've reached the first exploit of the game. So if you would have followed the first guy earlier that we talked about, then it would have screwed things up, because we're about to go to the torture chamber of this first castle. The torturer, if you would have followed the first guy, he would be your enemy. Right now, since we followed the other guy, the torturer is your friend.
Although come to think of it,
that's the torturer right there. Make sure you don't hit him or attack him. You're going to need him.
get out of here. You have no authority over me, boy.
So the first thing we're going to do, after we grab all the things that we need out of this room, is we're going to leave this room so that the guy we're following follows us down there. And then we're going to run quickly back into this room, so it'll be just you and the torturer. Just the two of you in the room together. And once that happens, then we're going to be able to do this first exploit. We're going to wait down here. We're going to wait for the guy that you're following to catch up with you. He's a little bit slow. So one of the key components to get this first exploit to work, all right, now that he's down here, you're going to sprint back up. If you sprint, he won't follow you. back into the torturer's chamber. So now it's just you and the torturer in the room. What you're going to need is the dagger that was laying on the table. You have to have that dagger and equip just the dagger. You don't want anything more powerful. We've come upon our first exploit of the game. You see the torturer has his back to you. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to crouch so that you're in sneak mode and you can see that you're hidden. And you're going to make sure that you're hidden, and you're going to start attacking him just 1 or 2 swipes at a time. And as you can see, every time you hit him, you're starting to level up your sneak, and you're also occasionally going to be leveling up your one-handed. This is where the first part of patience comes into play. As you start leveling this up, you're going to start leveling your whole character up. You're going to want to keep on doing this process. As you can see, he's just leveled up to a level 2. So you're going to keep doing this process, and it'll take a little bit. It'll take 20 minutes or so. But if you keep doing it this way, you're going to keep leveling up, and you're going to keep going until you reach a level 15. Just make sure you don't attack him too vigorously, or you might kill him, or you might get him all pissed off at you, and then he'll start attacking you, and you'll have to start over.
What's the matter with you?
So keep on doing this every once in a while, and then level up until you reach 15.
What are you doing?
Patience, and you'll get to level 15 eventually. Okay, it's been about 8 minutes, and we're still at it, and Hunter is about to level up.
What's the matter with you?
He's just being patient. He's not attacking him too bad.
I'm going to have to kill you.
He keeps telling you only one more time and he's going to have to kill you, but as long as you don't get too aggressive with him, he won't. So Hunter's leveling up right now. What I wanted to show you, the first thing, you're going to be able to choose whether to advance magicka, health, and stamina. What we recommend doing, you can see on the bottom there, his magicka's at 130, health and stamina are both at 120. That's because every time he levels up, he is evenly distributed. And we recommend doing that because you're going to want those to be even for later exploits. You don't want to stick all of it in magic or health or stamina right now. You're going to want to even those out. The next thing we wanted to say is, you can see at the top, he's leveled up 8 times right now, so he has 8 perks that he could be getting more powerful. He could choose some skill trees to put those into. We recommend not doing that right now. You don't want to become too powerful right here at the beginning because you don't want to accidentally kill the torturer. You need him until you get to level 15. Okay guys, so it's been about 25 minutes and Hunter is now at a level 15. So it's going to be a little bit frustrating because at first when you're doing this, you're going to level up quickly, and then the higher the level you get, the slower the leveling up happens. But once you're a level 15, you can go ahead and do like Hunter did and just obliterate him. And now that you are at a level 15, now that you don't need the torture anymore, you can go ahead and spend your perks on whichever skill tree you want, or you can save them. It doesn't really matter. And now you're just going to continue on with the rest of, just go through the game like normal. You have just completed your first exploit. You're leaving the castle as a level 15. Alright, so this is the very first time that you get out into Skyrim, into the land here. You've just left that last area. The first thing we're going to do, now he's going to tell you he thinks you should go over to Riverwood. That's how you start the main plot of the game, but we're not going to do that because this is open world and we can do whatever the heck we want. So what we're going to do is, our goal is to go to Whiterun first. And the easiest way to get there is we're going to keep following this path forward, and we're actually going to come across these magic stones that are going to help you out and give you some abilities. And that stone is going to lead you to a river, and then all you have, there's the stones right there, and there's the river right behind. We recommend the mage stone at this point. It's going to help you out with some of your magic skills, which you're going to need later. So we recommend that. I'm not sure if it's totally necessary, but that's what we do. Now to get to Whiterun, just follow the river. And we're probably going to speed up the video at this point so that you can bypass some of this stuff and not just have to see us running. But if you follow the stream, it's going to take you pretty close to Whiterun. Okay, fast forward in time just a minute or so, and we've reached the end of the river, which ends in kind of a waterfall and a bridge, and you can see in the background that town. That is Whiterun. That's the first place that we're going to want to go. There's actually, we're not going to go into the town right away. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the Whiterun stables, which is right in front of the town, so you actually don't need to go into the gate. Okay, as we come around to the front of Whiterun, you can see there's a horse and a carriage. Now, if you talk to this guy, he's going to offer to take you places. Unfortunately, he is someone who is a businessman. We need to go to Winterhold. As you can see, it costs 50 gold. We don't have 50 gold yet, so we're going to have to, unfortunately, we're going to have to steal some money. So Hunter's going to show us real quick how to steal some money so that we can get some gold. If you look around, you can look inside. You can look inside dressers and drawers. You can see that money bag right there on the top of that table. You just look all around places, and you'll find some money laying around in places. There's a strong box. You're gonna have to do some lock picking. Sometimes it's a little bit time-consuming trying to pick locks, but eventually we're gonna be able to keep looking around, finding some money laying around until we get up to 50 gold. So if you can be patient enough and work with the lockpicking, that strong box that Hunter was just at, if you look inside there's 155. So that's really, if you can figure that out, then that's going to be all the gold you need. Otherwise, you're going to have to just keep looking around the land a little bit until you can find some. But once you have your 50 gold, go back and hire the carriage, and you're going to want to go to Winterhold.
I can take you. Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off.
All right, you've paid. All you got to do is get in the back,
Steady.
and he's going to take you right to Winterhold.
And if you want to get to Winterhold by any other means, you can go ahead and do that. If you don't want to spend the extra money, you can steal a horse, you can walk there, whatever. But the point is, you just need to get to Winterhold.
Okay, so once you reach Winterhold, right now we're going to try and find a place. This can be a little bit frustrating if you don't know what you're looking for, because we're going to go to a place that you're not supposed to go to until much, much later in the game. But we're going to kind of get a heads up on it. So we've shown you in the map here, from Winterhold, if you go north and just slightly to the east where the blue marker is, that's about where we're going to be heading in that area. And then we're also going to show you once we get there what it's going to look like. You can kind of see he's walking across all these kind of icy glacier type things. You can kind of see a cave in the background. That's pretty much the area that we're heading towards. And we'll show you what it looks like when we get there. Alright, so you can see that we're getting closer to the cave. This is kind of what it looks like, so you know the shape of it. We're going to go to this dude named Septimus. We're going to go to his outpost. And again, this is one of those things. This is the reason why you needed to be a level 15, because if you came here before level 15, you wouldn't be able to do the mission. He wouldn't give you the mission. He'd give you some runaround. But since we're a level 15, we can go and talk to this dude, and he's going to give us some missions that we can do for him, and that's going to pave the way for us to do the massive exploit. So talk to this guy. The first thing that he's going to do is ask you to go and send you on a mission to get an Elder Scroll, and we're going to show you how to do that too. Okay, so Septimus told you to go to Blackreach. So what we did is we selected that in our mission screen. We selected the mission that he gave us, and it gave us that place marker up there on the top. So you can see at Alftand, or however you pronounce that, that's where we're headed to. But what we have to do, the easiest way to get there, because it's on top of a big old mountain, is we fast traveled back to the Whiterun stables. Hunter, go ahead and tell them what you're planning on doing next.
Alright, so this is what we found easiest, is that if you come over to Whiterun stables and you steal a horse, if you don't want the bounty, obviously. Oh, didn't work. Anyway, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to get away from the guards if you get caught or whatever. But then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fast travel back to Whiterun, in Winterhold, sorry. And then you're going to want to climb up to Alftand. And we'll continue from there.
So Hunter brought up a good point there, and that is that if you do get caught stealing the horse, then you're going to be wanted and the guards are going to chase you. It will not allow you to fast travel while they're chasing you, so you may have to ride your horse out of the city for a little ways until you're out of the range, and then as soon as you're able to, it'll let you know if it'll allow you to fast travel. So the guards are still chasing him, it's not allowing him right now. So he's just going to keep running his horse out of the town until he'll get far enough away to where it will allow him to fast travel over to Winterhold. Okay, we have fast traveled to Winterhold, and we're at the base of the mountain. So we're getting closer to Alftand, or whatever it's called. Now, if you have a horse, you can actually. It takes a little bit of doing and getting used to, but you can actually climb mountains in ways that you never could if you don't have a horse. So one thing about Skyrim, sometimes you have to search around for the paths if you want to walk up mountains. But if you have a horse, sometimes you can kind of cheat a little bit by riding at angles and getting up the mountain. So it may take a little while to get up there, but either by walking and finding a path or by using a horse and trying to scale the mountain, we're going to go up to Alftand. Okay, so it's just been a minute or two with the horse. We are up, and so we've reached the area at the top. So one thing that we need to remind you of is that, again, this is a part of the game that you're not supposed to really be at until much later when you're a higher level and stronger. So the area that we're going to go into, and Hunter is showing you how to get there, but the area that we're going to go into is going to have the little metallic, I forget how to pronounce their name, Dwermers or something, but they're like little robot bad guys. And because you're only a level 15 right now, these guys are going to be pretty tough for you if you try and fight them. So what we're going to recommend you doing is basically running past all of them. So this is going to be kind of a survival horror game for a few minutes while you run past bad guys that will probably be able to kill you pretty easily. So we'll speed up that process, and we'll kind of show Hunter running past a few of them, and we'll show you a few of the landmarks on the way instead of making you watch the whole level. Okay guys, if you've followed the path, you've reached this place. Congratulations on surviving. There's a little lever down there to your right that will unlock these. If there's bad guys chasing you, make sure you activate the lever on the other side to trap them. Now this is a part that you can walk down this whole area here if you want to. We're going to go to the bottom, but we've found a couple places that you can actually drop off, and if you do it carefully, it'll save you a whole lot of time and probably a few enemies. Here's the first place here, is if you can just drop down onto that. You'll take a little bit of damage, but your health will come back up. You can try and fight the Falmer, or you can try and run past him. Like I said, this is a survival horror part of it because these guys are a lot stronger than you right now. But if you keep following this path, we're eventually going to get to the bottom. Bad guys everywhere. This roof over here onto the left. If you run and jump, you'll be able to make it to the top of that roof, and that'll save you some heartache. Good job. So now we're going to drop down to the roof below, and then you look right, and there's a pipe. You can drop down onto that pipe, and you can slowly keep on dropping down until you finally reach the bottom. And that's the door that you're going to want to end up going into.